Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sunil at Digital. I hope you guys are doing good today and I'm also doing good. So today I have brought one topic on talent containerization using Docker. So let me start. Okay. So before we go ahead, let me explain you one scenario that you can understand better. Let's say one software developer has created one application, okay, and he tested well and that was working fine in his environment, okay. Then developer asks the tester to do the testing on that, whether it's working in your environment or not. When the tester did the same thing, okay, it's not working in tester's environment. So why actually? What happened that it's working on the developer front, but it's not working on tester side? So there could be some compatible issues. Maybe operating system settings or some configuration is missing on tester side. Some libraries or dependencies could be there, those are not available in testers environment as well. Maybe some files are missing, okay, maybe some environment variables are missing, or maybe that could be like some different versions or like old versions tester is using. So that could be the potential reasons it's not working. So what is the solution for that? Because uh, what we can do so that it should work everywhere whatever the developer has created. So the answer is the Docker actually. So what Docker does basically, whatever the application we have created, right? So we have to merge the application code, okay, with the libraries, whatever the dependencies are there, okay, whatever the runtime is there, whatever the system tools are there, we can we can bundle, we can group all these things into a bundle actually. So we can say that is a package or we can say a bundle. So that bundle is nothing, it's a container. Okay, so that container you can run anywhere. So let's say developer has created one talent uh, talent job, right? And he has put it all these uh, required configuration libraries, runtime, right? And he created one container. Now the developer given the same container to the tester. When the tester run the same container, it's working fine. So this is basically Docker. Docker is nothing. Ultimately, it creates one container for that application. I hope the concept is clear, right? Let's move ahead. So as I explained you that, it's a platform, where developers build, share, and run applications with container, right? So the Docker container contains everything required for a project to run. So it will be code will be there, right? System tools, runtime, libraries, settings, and the versions, correct versions actually. Okay. Now talent containerization, how it works. So you should be having, the talent installed in your environment. Okay. You should be having Docker installed as well. You should be having Java and Maven also installed, right? So what we'll do, we'll create one talent job, okay, and then we will export that job into a form of jar file, .jar file, okay. Then on the Docker side, where your Docker is installed, we create one work directory, okay, where we will work this thing, and then we'll create one folder as well, uh, app folder, okay. So so that in that application folder we will create one Docker file, okay. So what happens like, for any Docker, for containerization, what we do, first we create one Docker file. Okay, Docker file is nothing. It's a you know text with the instructions actually. Okay, then once we have the Docker file, then we create the Docker image, and then we run the Docker image as a Docker container. Okay, so this is the Docker file example. So for like, we have to put these things, official Java runtime. Okay, like what is required actually in Docker file, what we put, what is required to run that application, to run that job actually. Let's say for talent, right? What is required to run that talent job? So we need this environment, right? Java runtime we need, right? That's why we put it from this. Okay. Set the working directory. So we set the working directory, work directory app. Inside this, we'll put the Docker file actually, this whatever we created. Now we also put the command copy your talent job jar file, what we exported, okay, into this directory. I'll put it, okay. And then we put this command cmd java, this one, for running the talent job. So once we have the Docker file ready, then we build the Docker image using the command docker build -t, and this is the image you want to create. So it will create the Docker image now. Then once we have the image ready, then we run this as a container. Run the Docker container after building the image. You can run it as a container. So Docker run hyphen name, and this is the container name you want to give actually, and this is the image. So it will create the container and it will run. So that is the container is created. Now you can test it, you can debug that. So run that, the container locally to ensure that it is working properly or not. So this is, all about the containerization. Okay. Now there could be one use case. We have created one container, right? Now we want to deploy to some Kubernetes. Okay. So I'll create a separate topic for that. Okay. And for today, I'm good. And if you like my video, then please like it and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.